Hi, do you want to know on how to play the latest Metroid Prime 4 Beyond Nintendo Switch game into your PC? If you are, then this is a perfect video tutorial for you to watch because the game is now out and we'll be able to play this both in Switch and in PC. So in this video tutorial, we'll be focusing more on installing the game in PC. So these are the necessary files that you need to get. So you need the latest build of Radeon Emulator. You'll also need the Nintendo Switch files such as the Nintendo Switch firmware and the Nintendo Switch keys, which you can get from your Nintendo Switch console, and also you will need to have Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. But before you follow this, I need you to agree that you have already purchased a legal copy of your Metroid Prime 4, that you have pre-ordered it, so that means that you own the game, you legally own it. We do not support piracy here, so I hope you do understand, and if you have the files, then you can proceed into the guide now. So just open a web browser and just type in Radeon Emulator in the search bar. Hit search. Then the thing that you need to go is to radeonemu.dev. That is their official website. Click on that. Click on the download button here. Then Radeon Emulator works for Android, for Linux, for macOS, and for Windows, but we'll be focusing more on Windows installation. So just click on the download button here. And then this is the latest build of Radeon Emulator, so just scroll down below. Okay, and then look for Radeon Windows MSVC standard zip file. That is the file that you need to download. Click on it and download it now. But since I already have this file, I'm just gonna skip that and I'm just gonna open it directly. So this is the file that we have downloaded, the Radeon Emulator file. To install this is really simple. Just create a new folder, name it Radeon Emulator. Okay, and then just open the zip file you have downloaded and just copy all the files that is inside on that zip file. Drag and drop, copy and paste those files into the folder that you have created, and then open the folder and then just click on the application file of Radeon Emulator so that you can run the emulator itself. So since I have already installed this into a different drive, and I suggest that you install this in an SSD, I'm just gonna delete this file first. And I'm just assuming that you have Radeon Emulator now, so let's go open that. So this is how Radeon Emulator looks like, fully installed with necessary files, but for you it will look empty because you will need some system files from the Switch before Radeon Emulator can detect and play Switch games in PC. So what are these files? Again, these are the files that you need. The Nintendo Switch keys and the Nintendo Switch firmware. It should be both in version 20 in order for it to detect and play Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. And it should be in XEI or NSP file format. Now, if you're asking me on how to get all of these files, the most legal way to do this is that you own a Nintendo Switch console, which you have fully modded and have installed the custom firmware, because if it has a custom firmware, that means you can now fully access your Nintendo Switch system files, and you can just copy all of the Nintendo Switch keys and the Nintendo Switch firmware files, zip them, or transfer them into your PC, just like mine here. And in order for you to get the game, there's no other way around this, but you can purchase the game legally. So for those who don't know how to mod, install custom firmware, don't know how to digitally back up their purchased Metroid Prime 4 Beyond game, so this is the next step for you. Just prepare a mobile phone and scan this QR code here so that you'll be redirected to the page where you can get all of these files. But be sure to follow the instructions in the site so that you can get all of these 3 files. So be sure to follow them, okay? And once you have these files, transfer them into your PC. So if you have downloaded this to your phone, be sure to transfer them to via Bluetooth or USB so that you'll have these files into your PC now. And I'm just going to assume that you have them. So let's open Radeon Emulator again. Now the first thing that we will need to install is the firmware file of the Switch. So just go to Radeon Emulator, go to Tools, look for Install Firmware from zip file. Locate on that firmware file. It can be anywhere in your PC as long as you know where they are. Just click on the firmware file version, hit open, and Radeon Emulator will try to install the firmware version. And then hit OK. Then the next step is to install the Nintendo Switch keys. So to do this, again, go to Radeon Emulator, go to Tools, Install Decryption Keys, and then create a new folder, just like mine here. Name it Keys, open that folder, and then open the keys zip file that you have downloaded. Then just drag and drop the product keys entitled Keys into the folder. If this is your first installation, the folder should be empty, by the way. And then click on the product keys, hit open, hit OK, go back to the scan, install the keys, then click on title.keys, hit open, hit OK. And now your Eden emulator is now capable of playing Switch games. You'll know that the installation is successful because if you have Switch games into your PC, it will now detect them and it will show you the game icons of those games, such as mine here. Now for the next step is that we will need to optimize our Eden emulator so that it'll be able to play Metroid Prime 4 Beyond into your PC. So to optimize Eden, just go to Eden emulator, go to emulation, go to configure, then go to general tab. And in this part, just be sure to pause the video and copy every setting that you see here, okay? So be sure to copy everything. So please follow the check marks that I have checked here and always ask as default for the general tab. And go to system. You can change the language, the region, and time zone to your time zone and region or to whatever you like. Change this to whatever name that you want and then click on the multi-core. And limit speed percent, it should be in 100%. Your RAM should be in 4 GB, that is the default setting. Some will require 8 GB like Pokemon Legends ZA, but for this, we'll use 4 GB. Now go to CPU, set to auto. Graphics, most important part of the setting. So the graphics API that we'll be using is Vulkan. The device is that we are using RTX 4070 Super, but if you have at least a GTX 1060, you'll be able to play Switch games with no issues at all. Be sure to click on the Use Persistent Pipeline Cache, Asynchronous GPU Emulation, and everything here. Be sure to pause the video and copy every setting. But here in the resolution scale, if you have a lower end of a PC, you can change the settings here into 1080p. Okay, if you have low spec PC, but if you have a better PC, at least a decent one, you can run the games in 1440p resolution and 4K resolution here, or even higher depending on the monitor that you have. So this is where you tweak to get the 4K resolution. And once you're done here, go to advanced. So everything that you see here again, please do follow them. Just pause the video, copy everything here and every check mark that's in here. Once you're done, go to audio tab. Everything is set to auto and in stereo. Then volume in 100%, change this to your liking, then go to controls. So it is better that you use controller rather than mouse and keyboard when playing Switch games, so be sure to change this into Pro Controller mode. Connect your Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo Switch Pro Controller here, but be sure to change the dead zone to 20% so that it will fix the drifting issues into your control if you're having one. So hit OK once done. And congratulations, your Eden emulator is now fully optimized to run and play Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. And a little bit of disclaimer, I will not be able to show you guys a gameplay of this game because we all know how strict Nintendo is lately. If we show you a gameplay that is running in an emulator, any Switch game on an emulator, then your channel might be taken down or your videos will be taken down, and I don't want that to happen to my channel, and I hope you guys do understand on that part. Okay, I don't want my channel to be taken down by Nintendo. And as long as you have followed all the steps that I've shown you in this guide, you'll be able to get all the necessary files for you to play Metroid Prime 4 Beyond into your PC easily with the settings that I showed you here. So if you have some questions regarding the installation process of this game, then just leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll try my best to answer all of them as fast as I can. Thank you for watching, see you next time, and goodbye for now.